The story of Tori Spelling entering what she calls her power era after her split from Dean McDermott is not just another celebrity headline, but a deeper reflection of personal reinvention, emotional recovery, and the kind of life reset that many people quietly go through, but rarely speak about so openly. Because after nearly 2 decades of marriage filled with ups and downs, public scrutiny, family responsibilities, and personal struggles, Tori Spelling is now standing at a point where, instead of rushing into another relationship or seeking validation through dating, she is choosing something far more powerful and often underestimated, which is focusing entirely on herself, her growth, her independence, and her role as a mother. And what makes this story especially compelling is that in a world where celebrities are often expected to bounce back quickly with new romances or dramatic rebounds, she is intentionally going against that narrative and saying very clearly that she is not interested in dating right now, and that this is her time to rebuild her identity on her own terms. And when she says she is in her power era, it signals a shift not just in her personal life, but also in how she views her priorities. Because after the emotional toll of a long-term relationship ending, especially one that involved raising 5 children together, the idea of jumping into dating again can feel overwhelming, unnecessary, or even counterproductive. So instead, she is channeling her energy into creating a stable environment for her children, rediscovering her own ambitions, and building something meaningful for herself that does not depend on a romantic partner. And this decision reflects a broader cultural shift where more people, especially women, are redefining what it means to be fulfilled and successful in life, moving away from the traditional idea that happiness must come from a relationship and instead embracing self-reliance and personal growth as equally valuable. And in Tori's case, this journey is also about healing because relationships that last nearly 20 years leave deep emotional imprints, and taking time to process those experiences without distractions can lead to stronger self-awareness and healthier choices in the future. And she has been very transparent about wanting to focus on her career and what she describes as building her empire, which suggests that she is looking at this phase not as a setback, but as an opportunity to create something new and empowering. And this mindset is crucial because it transforms the narrative from one of loss to one of transformation. And while many fans might be curious about her future romantic life, she is making it clear that dating is simply not on her priority list right now. Not because she is closed off to love forever, but because she understands the importance of timing and emotional readiness. And this kind of clarity is something that often comes from experience, because after going through the highs and lows of a public marriage, she likely recognizes the need to establish a strong foundation within herself before inviting someone else into her life again. And another important aspect of this story is her focus on her children, because being a mother of 5 means that her decisions are not just about her own desires, but also about providing stability, consistency, and emotional support for her family. And co-parenting with Dean McDermott appears to be a priority, showing that despite the end of their romantic relationship, they are committed to maintaining a healthy dynamic for their kids. And this level of maturity and responsibility adds another layer to her decision to stay single, because it demonstrates that her choices are guided by long-term thinking rather than short-term impulses. And as she navigates this new chapter, she is also redefining her public image, because for years she has been associated with her marriage and the challenges that came with it. But now she has the chance to present herself as an independent individual with her own goals, strengths, and identity. And this kind of reinvention can be incredibly empowering, not just for her, but also for those who look up to her or relate to her experiences. And it sends a message that it is okay to take a step back from dating and focus on yourself without feeling pressured by societal expectations. And in fact, doing so can lead to a more authentic and fulfilling life because it allows you to understand your own needs, values and aspirations without external influence. And while some might interpret her decision as a sign of reluctance or fear, it is actually the opposite, because choosing to be alone and work on yourself requires a great deal of confidence and self-awareness, and it shows that she is comfortable enough with herself to not seek constant companionship. And this is where her concept of a power era becomes particularly meaningful, because it reframes the idea of being single as a position of strength rather than loneliness. And this perspective is increasingly resonating with audiences who are tired of the narrative that equates being single with something missing, and instead are embracing the idea that being alone can be a time of growth, creativity, and self-discovery. And as Tori Spelling continues to move forward, it will be interesting to see how she channels this energy into her projects, her personal brand, and her role as a mother. Because this period has the potential to redefine her in ways that go beyond her past relationships. And it also raises an important question for everyone watching her journey, which is whether we are willing to give ourselves the same kind of space and permission to grow without rushing into the next chapter before we are truly ready. And this is where her story becomes more than just celebrity news and turns into something relatable and inspiring, because it highlights the importance of self-prioritization in a world that often pushes us to constantly seek external validation. And if there is one takeaway from all of this, it is that taking time for yourself is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. And that real growth often happens in the quiet moments when you choose to focus inward rather than outward. And as you reflect on this story, think about your own life and whether you are giving yourself the time and space you need to grow, heal, and build the future you truly want. Because just like Tori Spelling, you have the power to define your own path and create your own version of a power era. So if this story resonated with you and made you think differently about relationships, self-growth, and personal priorities, make sure you stay connected for more real, insightful stories like this. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to take a moment to reflect on your own journey, because your next chapter might just begin when you decide to focus on yourself first.